measure AB. Right. For kite, I would rather you use a new paper because it's going to be a big up shape, okay? Otherwise, you're going to be like that. Kind of thing.
AC, like yes.
When I say measure AC, it's, wait, oh, sorry. This is 8.
Oh, you want it to be 8, yeah?
Yeah, like
Alright, no, the T is working, right? Like the final product is the bisector.
Oh, what?
We can show the red stuff. Like, this is where we could write.
This is what I want to see.
That's the final product.
Yeah.
Wait, 6 cm 给它滚了3 cm。
What else? What else? What else?
Measure. So I use my ruler.
Yeah. Measure means use your ruler. Good.
Why?
可以把这个。一个非常的别的。 喂，點樣用呢嚿嘢？
A B C
我未做過。唔係我要 match Shoot, this is too low.
So we multiply all these multiples.
Oh, you don't know why I'm
And you also need for 5 to 5
You did the same thing and you called it
This is 25. This is probably the mode of 15 and this is 5. This is like 5. This is like 5 and this is 20. We are working now.
Yep. Anybody finish the two tabs?
I almost finished.
Okay, good boy. Very well. Okay. Irene. So,
Can you help me hold the results?
I'm pretty sure.
yes.
Oh my god, this dog.
I said
What?
What are you doing?
oh, 20 will be so long, right?
This long.
Oh my god. Can I reduce it?
It's really long, Mr. Daniel.
It's okay, I think it's fine.
Are you telling me?
For you, it's fine. How about others? Can we all get 20 centimeters?
Yes.
Okay.
This takes time.
Can you
Sorry,
try
like 20.
try to avoid that?
一半咪10咯，
Listen, look.
一半我咪畫佢出嚟咯。
如果呢個白色嘅
You see, you just start like this. You see, now you want to join this.
Q to T
Now what happens in the beginning?
Q to T 啊，白 T
We are not supposed to. Hey. Sorry. Did you look at the center with the ruler or what? Do that. You're supposed to bisect, and you're supposed to draw this on the straight line first. Then you try to extend this. Alright? And your extension actually, you're supposed to even start with that Q. You're supposed to start with the P. And if you look at it, you put it at the middle, knowing that you need more space at the top than the bottom. So you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to have an idea like, okay, this is where you draw your line. So that you have
Wait,
space
Q to T.
from here to this place. I doubt if this will be
係你一有啲怪咗。
Maybe I reduce it. Okay, so I'm going to give you two options. Guys, I'm going to give you two options. If you think you have enough space in your paper to do this, please go ahead. Some of us are having problem managing that space because it's not big enough. So I'm going to change it to a smaller number. You can do either of them. You do either of them. Continue if you have done this. So I'm going to just write the other one in red by the side. Okay? So I write PR as an alternative measurement. I'm going to write PR, maybe I just scale it down. Divide by 2, so that's easier. QS, I write as 10, then QT, I write as 4. Okay? So don't worry, this will not happen in IGCSE, there's enough space. It's because I cut those papers in half, I don't want to give you just one A4 every time. Okay? So if this is a problem, please scale it down and do either of them. Once you finish, please stick it in your notes. So you can see how within the object something.
我有10喎，你知道嗎？
No, you're not supposed to do manual. What do you mean manual? Did you construct? No, you're not supposed to make. What's that from this when you compare what you have done?
Did you see any similarity between this and that? Is there anything you can connect? I want you to picture this and picture how we make it. Tell me the connection.
你一定夠啊！一定夠你講下，我咁多啊！
You can switch between these are the skeleton.
咁就係咁樣咧，就自己查啦。
Flesh into the top.
你哋啱嘅 PR 都要攞到嘛？
係啊，但係咧，係即係你其實係啊嘛，
但係你睇啦，
係80啊嘛，8嘅食嘢係16，我哋用呢個方式係16度起，跟住1半。
Okay, but now I show you BD is 6.
一樣啊，但係2咁做啊，OK，
明咩？
You know we have 8, right? And bisector, now you are here. So that's the and you've done bisector. We didn't measure it, we just draw the line, right? But we know from here to here, it's the same as from here to here. Because we
You're so smart. You're so smart. Yeah, you're so smart.
know where you're from.
No way. You're so smart. You're so smart. You're so smart.
總之永遠係首先
Cannot be doing.
You can tell when I put this box in. So all you have to do when you draw this, I've never is to do what? If your construction gives you this, forget about this example. This is just which we got by bisector. So this is because we know these two diagonals bisect each other and they are right angles. So that's why we're using this method. That's why I gave you the class immediately after. Now we know that whatever B of B is B to the gap is just 6. So my question is, how do you know where your object is using that two dots?
kind of
Everything is what?
跟住係想借
Zero, right? And everything is what?
QT is
What number?
QT is
6. Everything is 6. They're both 3, 3. So from which point to which point is 3? Show me. So, but you don't know where this is. So which means you measure from here, wherever your plane is. You could do it, I should just use your ruler and pencil. Measure the plane. So that we this is your plane. Just writing up. Just what do you do? Okay, they also bisect each other. Now, we're going to use the arm for this. Okay, after you get this one, because also in the kites, negative 6. This is equal to this, but this is not equal to this.
我膊頭痛，
不然嗎？
我話唔需要多啲，
So if the unity is A, then you know the other one to be what?
似係4，好懷疑啦，因為中意運動啊，
我中意泰國嗰啲人教我哋講
Because when you're doing the construction, you do not expect you to just do
泰式講我有冇試過？
obvious like this. In some places,
你有冇人哋一般功力啊？冇。
I stole it. I stole your pencil.
You're doubting me.
Okay, I deleted it.
I will prove you wrong.
I'm just being honest.
Are you guys done?
No.
What is she doing with that?
Yes. Hey, give that.
Oh, you want to cut it? Yeah.
No, why?
What?
They're just being babies, you know, like kindy students like to like
I'm just
cut
saying,
papers.
no,
So that's what they are trying to do.
Because it's
Shame on you.
big and
They're trying to be kindy babies.
We can still do one more small.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You shouldn't be moving around. You should be sticking this in your nose. Even if you finish. Get one. Okay. Alright, great. Please, by the time you come tomorrow, everything should be in your notes. Maybe you call me glue stick from tomorrow. I should have added that. Something. Or tape. Yeah. If anybody asks questions, please let me know. Because we need to move from this point to the next thing. Was it easy to do? Alright.
Measure PQ.
So the second one is this. I'm going to put one on your desk. One is on the board now. I projected it on the board, but I put one on your desk. Make sure you stick it in your notes before tomorrow, please. Rita, can you guys see at the back? No, like, can you stick on the front? I switch off the lights. You may not. It doesn't matter. If there's no enough space, you don't have to. You and your partner, sir. Thank you.
How much you got it?
Guys, we have to leave in about...
You have the big one. I have the small one.
We have to leave in about 16 minutes. Guys, if anybody has problem with these two activities, please raise your hand. No one?
7.
Okay, so I assume that some of you just need more time to fix whatever problem you have, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will expect... Would you like to sit, sir?
Sorry.
So I will expect that by tomorrow morning or afternoon, when I come to class, these two constructions with the other ones you did before will have been in your notebook. Please stick them in your notebook. Okay? So we're going to be looking at what I just put on the screen now. I will advise you, please, to just pay attention and let me quickly explain this. It's different a little bit from the last one. You can tell me why. How about I zoom it? What's the difference between this? Because the last one also, we talked about constructing 90 degrees. Can you look at what I wrote on the board, what I displayed, and the last skill you just used in constructing rhombus, and tell me what is different? Can you stop doing whatever you're doing and think about the question? Quickly, please. Look at the heading. The heading alone should give you the answer to my question.
The making P the middle, and then the other sides.
What? Justin, you said?
The P is, they're making P the bisector.
We're making P the bisecting point. Do we all agree with that?
Yeah.
Would you like to look at it properly? Because I don't think that's entirely true. Look at it again. Yeah, the fixed point. What happens to the fixed point? Forget about the fact that there's a letter P there. Forget about P. Okay, now, it's not what? It's not in the middle. That's the difference. What does that say? Can we read that out, everybody? At any point. Unlike the other one. Where was that point? Was it just any point?
No.
It was at the center, because that's why we use it here. Because we need it at the center. Okay? Now, let's assume I need you to construct something like this. Look at this shape. Did you see that? That triangle. Is that perpendicular line at center?
No.
So that is why we need to learn how to construct 90 at this point. This point, everything could be maybe 15, and this is just 3 centimeters. That's not at the center. Does it make sense? So that is why we are learning this. So because of time, I'm just going to quickly demonstrate with this instruction. Because of time, please look at the board. Suspend whatever you are doing. Some people are just playing with papers. Come on, this is not kindy class. That's when you tell them to be focused almost every 5 seconds. This is the 4th floor, not the 1st floor. Come on. Alright, so the first instruction says we draw the line segment and identify the point P. Of course, when I give you a shape like this one, you will know if your point P, if I draw 15 now, my point P is 12 centimeters from here, right? Do you agree with me? Please, I need your acknowledgement so I know if everybody gets what I'm saying. So if this line, for example, is 10, and the diagram says this is 3, then if I draw from AB, then I know my point P is how many centimeters from A? 7. So that's what I mean by identify the point P. So I'm going to just draw a random line and pick a random point. Can we all see?
Yep.
Alright. Please, I need your attention till I'm done. So this is the random line. Uh-oh. Okay, and maybe I pick this point as my random point. Can you see the point?
Yeah.
Alright, I pick that point as my random point. So I want to construct 90 degrees at that point. Constructing 90 means I construct a perpendicular line as well. Now the steps we are using is similar to the other one, except that we are bringing that center to any other point. Now, the first instruction says, draw 2 arcs. You just have to look at the screen, or you can look at your paper if you want. Draw 2 arcs using P as center. We've talked about what a center means, right? Using P as center to cut the line on both left and right of the line. So anyway, that's just a long story. P is my center. The radius was not specified. So I'm going to draw 2 arcs. One on the left, can you see? One on the left, one on the right. Can you see? 2 arcs, one on the left and one on the right. I've not asked you to start, please just focus, okay? 2 arcs, one on the left, one on the right. The instruction asks us to label this as point A and B. What we have just done is to, unlike this one, from A and B we created a center, which is of the same distance, right? But now, we started from the center, and we created A and B ourselves. Because the gap from here to here is also the gap from here to here now. Can you see the logic?
Yes.
In this case, you start with A and B, you create the center with these arcs. But now you are starting from the middle. Remember, anytime you draw a circle, the distance from the center to any point are always the same. So that's the logic. So instead of drawing a full circle, we just did the arc on this side and this side. Because the gap from P to A will be the gap from P to B. So you have created your center for AB, not for the entire line. And you don't need to care about the entire line. Does this make sense? So that's the logic. Now we can do exactly what we did using AB now. So that at the end of the bisection, the perpendicular line goes through P exactly where we want it. Do you get the logic now?
Yeah.
Because this is your AB, right? There is no way you bisect AB now and the perpendicular line wouldn't come through P. because you created that equal distance yourself now. Any question? Alright, so that is why the other instruction says this. It says, now increase the radius. Remember, the current radius is just PA and PB, right? It says increase the radius, okay, to be more than half of AB. Can you see we are repeating the same idea?
Yeah.
So now I have this point and this point. So I use more than half. I could use this. In fact, this is more than half also. Do you agree?
Yeah.
When I say give me more than half of 100 more, you can give me 5 million more. It's still more than half. Well, you may think I'm greedy, but it's more than half. Anyway, so this is more than half. Just use as a convenient radius, as long as it's more than half. Now, two things. I put a note here. I like to refer to it. Draw a line through XY. Draw a line through XY. Oh, this will be the last one. You have just constructed it, okay? If you need to, look at this. If you need to construct 90 at point P, if I don't need to draw a line above and below, I don't need to do above and below. I could just do this and this. I don't need to do below. Who can tell me why?
Because it's already, because the point is already.
The point P is already known. Unlike here, do we know the center from the beginning?
No.
But here we already know where it's going to come through. So you don't have to do above and below and draw below. Okay? If you do it, it's not a problem. It's just like you drawing this diagram and we can still see something like this. Like it's pointless. We don't need it. We only need the part above the line. In some shapes, like the kites and rhombus, of course, we need both sides. Okay? Now, so I have my points of intersection, which is here. All I need to do is just draw from P to pass through the line. So what I have done is a perpendicular line and 90 degrees at any point. Does it make sense? So if I have asked you to do this, for example, I've just done part of it. All I need to do is measure this part, right? And join. Any question? So can you try one? We have about 5 minutes to the end of the class. Can you try one like this? You draw your line AB, pick any point of your choice. Make sure the point is not the center, and do the perpendicular line. Construct, please. Perpendicular line.
Can I have an extra paper?
My first one,
Oh, so that's not center. Yeah, exactly. Okay. You need another paper? Okay. If you need another paper, please signify. Do you need paper?
Yeah.
There's extra there. I think that's 2. Is that extra? Okay. Who needs paper, please?
you want to touch my cold fuck?
More papers?
Me.
Me.
What? You're gonna take all? More papers? Yeah. Yeah. More paper?
Don't cut out your notes. Start with it.
You want to take it separately? Alright.
So thick.
Alex, you want to touch my
I'm
cold?
very.
Alex, we don't want to see your hand on the screen, okay?
What about my face?
No.
You don't need
No.
We have seen enough of your face.
You guys take statements, okay?
Quite ugly.
It is not.
Just a Daniel stance.
I agree with Shabila.
We can use just a Daniel stance slash fast.
Wow, you never agree with me.
As what?
On the intro to the video.
One last clap.
Remember? Just like that's.
Oh.
You should actually add that part and put it on your.
But we didn't record that.
You should.
We did.
So you just cut that part out, specially put it on.
No, you know, the picture that I put is also generated by YouTube. So I have like 3 options, so that's why I intentionally chose this face as one of them.
the line
And I chose your face for one of them.
Yeah, that's that whole video was me.
Oh yeah, that's
40 seconds though, just me talking.
and it was just like, thank you. Alright, let's get this done. We have about 2-3 minutes.
Sorry.
Get to your seat, you lazy boy.